Have you ever set up your sound gear and heard nothing? It's a common problem. You plug in a microphone, you turn on the amplifier, you expect sound to come out of the speakers, but sometimes all you get is silence. This can be very frustrating, especially when you are just starting out. You might think your equipment is broken, or maybe you feel like you are doing something terribly wrong. This feeling can make you want to give up before you even really begin your audio journey. This silence is often not a sign of broken gear. More often, it is a problem with something called signal flow. Understanding signal flow is the key to solving these silent mysteries. It is the secret map that shows you where your sound is going, or more importantly, where it is getting stuck. When you understand this path, you can easily find the problem. You can fix it quickly. This knowledge takes away the frustration. It replaces it with confidence. Knowing how the audio signal travels through your equipment is a fundamental skill. Mastering signal flow is like getting a superpower for audio. Suddenly, you are in control. This skill is essential for anyone working with audio, from musicians to podcasters to sound engineers. So, what exactly is signal flow? In simple terms, signal flow is the path that an audio signal takes. It starts from the sound source, like a microphone or an instrument. Then, it travels through various pieces of equipment. This equipment might include a mixer, effects processors, and an amplifier. Finally, it reaches its destination, which is usually a speaker or a recording device. Think of it as a journey for your sound. The sound needs to follow a specific route to get where it needs to go. If the path is broken, the sound gets lost. A really good way to understand signal flow is to think about plumbing. Imagine water flowing through pipes in your house. The water starts at a source, like a city water main or a well. It then travels through a series of pipes. These pipes carry it to different places, like your kitchen sink or your shower. This system is very much like an audio signal path. The journey of your audio signal usually begins with a sound source. This could be a microphone capturing a voice or an acoustic instrument. It could also be an electric guitar or a keyboard plugged in directly. The microphone converts sound waves in the air into a very small electrical signal. This electrical signal is what we call the audio signal. For an instrument like an electric guitar, the pickups perform a similar job. They convert the vibration of the strings into an electrical signal. This initial signal is often quite weak. It needs some help to become usable. This weak signal then travels through a cable. The cable connects the microphone or instrument to the input of a mixing console or an audio interface. The first important stage it usually meets here is the preamplifier, often shortened to preamp. The preamp's job is to boost this weak signal. It makes the signal stronger, bringing it up to a level that the rest of the equipment can work with effectively. This is called line level. Once the individual channel fader has set the level, the signal joins with signals from other channels. This happens on what is called a bus inside the mixer. Think of a bus as a common pathway where multiple signals can combine. The main mix bus is where all the sounds you want in your final output come together. The overall level of this combined mix is then controlled by the main mix fader, sometimes called the master fader. This fader controls the volume of everything going out of the mixer. From the main mix bus and after the master fader, the combined audio signal is sent to the main outputs of the mixer. These outputs are physical connections, usually jacks on the back or top of the console. This is the point where the processed and mixed sound leaves the mixer. It is now ready for the next stage of its journey. So, you have connected everything, but there is no sound. The first thing to do is not to panic. This happens to everyone, even experienced audio professionals. Most of the time, the problem is something very simple. The key is to troubleshoot systematically. Do not just start randomly unplugging things or turning knobs. Instead, think about the signal flow path we have discussed. We will start by checking the most basic things first, as these are often the culprits. A methodical approach will save you a lot of time and frustration. The very first step is to check the power. Is everything that needs power turned on? Check your microphone if it needs phantom power. Check your mixer. Understanding signal flow is truly one of the most important skills you can learn in audio. It is more fundamental than knowing how to use a specific piece of fancy gear. It is the bedrock upon which all your other audio knowledge will be built. When you grasp how sound travels from its source to its destination, and what happens to it along the way, you gain immense control. You move from being a passive user of equipment to an active director of sound. This understanding demystifies the entire process of setting up and operating audio systems. Mastering signal flow unlocks not just your troubleshooting abilities, but also your creative potential. When you know the path, you can intentionally alter it. You can insert effects in the right places. You can route signals in creative ways for unique sounds. You are no longer limited by presets or simple setups. You can confidently experiment and build complex audio systems because you understand the underlying principles. This knowledge empowers you to solve problems quickly and efficiently, allowing you to focus more on the creative aspects of your audio work, whether it is music, podcasting, or live sound. The best way to master signal flow is through practice and hands-on experience. Do not be afraid to experiment with your equipment.